province and tell them to go do ground attack within their radius, within the maximum radius of their engine. There we go. No micro whatsoever now. Now what I need to do is I have a pretty strict amount of I mean, the airbases are not standard. We have 200, 400, 600 according to their level. If we put more than the airbase can hold, it's not just a matter of the planes won't repair faster. It's gonna make their mission completely useless, completely ineffective. So I have to click the airbase, select 400 airplanes over here, 800 airplanes over here, because I cannot put them all in one airbase, select 1000 over here, blah 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 blah. Okay, I've managed to achieve a breakthrough here. Next one. The next one, my wing with 400 or 800 or whatever, I'm gonna have to adapt it unless the only thing that I can think of, but like I was saying, I'm gonna have to probably disband it to be able to quickly rebase them in smaller air bases. So it's a shit ton of micro. Yes, you're right, Soldat. Anyway, let's keep playing. Ergonon is saying, but if your enemy use no planes, surely you don't need 400 planes to get air superiority, do you? Yep, I probably don't need 400 planes to achieve air superiority if they don't use airplanes. But I don't know if they're using airplanes or not. So, with the pain in the ass that is to deal with the Air Force, small air bases, so I have a wing of 400 or 600. Want to rebase it? Well, here I can't. Say I have 600, I can rebase it there. I can rebase it there, I can over there. But there are many places where I cannot. Especially the biggest air wings, the ones that are easier to actually deploy quickly. We can do small air wings of 100, that works too. But then the airports get damaged, and all of a sudden, well, you're above your airplane limit. Your mission got screwed. Okay, time for more click fest. Let's wait, let's hope the nukes don't take much longer. I don't know how many divisions we're destroying here, but even if it was one, it would be great. But I guess we're destroying much more than that. 9, 10, 17, 18 at the very least. Airplanes cost are expensive to produce. If they don't, if they're not good enough, if they don't provide some good, I mean, then it's kind of, you know, for example, let's see, airplanes would give me a boost of say 20% or 30%. So I don't know exactly the numbers, I don't, but the best thing that I saw was like 25% Maybe they can go up to 50%, I don't know. But with these numbers, a modifier here, like we have low supply, minus 4%, weather, minus 30%. Now imagine that I'm gonna stack another 25% here. It doesn't make any difference. It basically doesn't make any difference unless it's some extreme situation. Like what happened in my Let's Play with Portugal, where I needed that little edge to break a very strong enemy. So, since they're so expensive, the aircraft are so expensive, I probably would be better off spending those factories into building some more artillery, to increase radically the amount of firepower that we have, build some heavy armor to give us the armor advantage, which is frankly hugely great by comparison with the airplanes. So if you have the armor advantage, your enemy stats, the stats of your enemy divisions will be reduced by 50%. So that's less 50% soft attack, less 50% hard attack. Basically, they do half damage, so that's like if they had only half the division. On top of that, we lose less organization, and they lose more organization. We're talking about another increase of 50%. So this is overwhelming. So it's much better, unlike real life, to invest in tanks instead of an air force. Because the air force does not win the battles on the ground. Just give you a silly modifier. To make a long story short, if I was building bombers, I wouldn't have this army. I wouldn't have the equipment. And I'm struggling with equipment. I'm still struggling. If instead of building small arms, I was building aircraft, bombers, to have some meaningful production of bombers, I would need... I don't even know. We have... I don't know, we will have to see, but don't think this is gonna build many bombers. One factory is building me one strategic bomber, two strategic bombers per month. Regardless, they die like flies, so it's not only the interwar bombers, I would have to have a shit ton of fighters to keep the bombers alive. If we manage to be that strong, so it's really easy for me. I don't even need to do the math. I do it in my head. It doesn't make any sense to build bombers or fighters, keep them in the airs. Not against this sort of opposition. In the Hearts of Iron 3, if you failed to build fighters, against a competent player, you'd be dead. You wouldn't stand any chance whatsoever. Over here, I'm not sure. Over here in this Hearts of Iron 4, I'm not sure. Against the AI, it's useless. And I just lost my train of thought. And yeah, but even against the AI, if you didn't build any fighters, you'd run out of manpower in a heartbeat. Especially after 1943 or 1944. So, if you try to invade Germany in 1944 without fighters? Good luck with that. I'm talking about an AI Germany. So here we go back again. This is either a problem with the design, a problem with the AI, or the design of the air wings, the air, the balance, the AI. I'm not sure yet because I haven't played enough. The only thing that I'm sure is that Air Force is useless in Hearts of Iron 4 for what I'm doing, unless with the exception of fulfilling the gamey rules. The gamey rules for air superiority, when that's just gamey. Anyone could grab an airplane. If the UK wanted to make a drop over a paratroop drop over, say, Munich, they probably would do it. They could do it, even if they would probably land. Of course, they would all die. It would be stupid as hell, but they could land eventually. Of course, some of them would die along the path if they were unlucky. But if they've did things well, they would probably be able to do it. But of course, all the paratroopers would die. Over here, no, you have to have superiority over this area for a bomber to a modified bomber or a transport airplane, whatever, to drop some dudes over Munich. So that's the only usefulness for the Air Force, and that rule alone prevents many valid gameplay options, especially for small countries. So what's next? Okay, we need better marines, better mountaineers, give them more organization. Okay, I'm still trying to break these guys. Let's keep moving over here. I'm not focused on the game. Alright, we managed to destroy that pocket, so let's bring these guys. I don't know exactly where, but let's try to find a place. I don't see much opposition here. We destroyed lots of their divisions. They have a pretty big front. Well, hello there. Let's cross. So I want to go to Moscow. Let's go over there. Stop these dudes. Maybe attempt a breakthrough here. We have plains, mostly forests. I don't know, this is not the ideal place for tanks, but let's use them. Yep, OP Soldat is saying, you missed 1 point, Marco. You can get silly amount of war score for strategic bombers, can't you? Yes, but I usually go at this alone, so I don't care with the war score. But of course the AI is screwing me big time whenever it's time to do the pistols, because you know they've lost more manpower by being years and years upon years attacking across a river into a mountain protected by a level 10 fort, so they lost more men. So since they lost more men, they have more war score, more war participation, whatever. That's the only explanation for what happened when I defeated Germany. The Germans were, give or take, over here. They didn't take Moscow, but they were very close to Moscow. So the Soviets didn't hold a single province from Germany. I defeated Germany alone. Guess what? When Germans surrendered, it was the Soviet Union that enforced surrender on the Germans. and grabbed half of Poland, or most of Poland, some Danish territories. So everything that I didn't occupy from Germany, the Soviets grabbed it. Don't get me wrong, if you're watching this, I'm not... You think I don't like Hearts of Iron 4? I do. I just want it to be better. That's it. That's why I criticize it. Whenever I have something to criticize, of course. So someone asked me about the Air Force. I replied about what I think of the Air Force. Okay, these guys need to strategically deploy. Okay, let's wait for everyone over there. Guys arrived. It must be similar to the war participation in U4. The war participation in U4 had some pretty stupid rules. So the more you derped, the more you played badly, the less contribution to the war you had. So you'd gain more war contribution by attacking someone in the mountains and losing your entire army than for doing the smart thing, which was to siege up their country while they were busy derping. It appears it's changed a little bit, but not when it was introduced. Okay, what's going on? Let's push towards Moscow. Forget everything else. Attrition is painful. But like I said, I have infinite manpower, so I don't care. Let's cross. We cannot cross over here. And we've unlocked everything. Basically, everything worth my trouble. This one would be sweet, but I forgot to do it. I mean, I couldn't do it. Without hampering my strategy. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I probably should know by now, but I don't. If I can form a faction and then kick them out of the faction. to be able to conquer them. I'm not sure, but I don't need, I don't even need it, so... One thing that I would like to do is to take care of Ireland. There we go, a nice little encirclement over there. I don't know, let's go. These guys are actually losing organization because of the huge issues with supply. That's good. The infrastructure should be very damaged. Yep, 5 out of 7. Okay, let's attempt a breakthrough anyway. Screw it. So many forts. Or we could do the smart thing, ignore Moscow. Bomb it if we fail to capture it, since they won't surrender after losing Moscow. So let's keep doing what we were doing before. Probably better than killing tanks like this. Destroying tanks. Let's give them another order. Go do it. Or... yeah, go do it, screw it. I'm wasting some free experience. Yeah, not really. You can always create a faction with someone and then leave it. Okay, wonderful. Nice to know. Thank you, Johnny Test 464. It's nice to have a 5th research slot, however, I think I can research everything with only 4. But if that's the case, next time I'm gonna actually strategize with the 5th slot in mind and the faction. February of 1944. How are those nukes coming along? Those... So you're sure or you're not sure, Johnny Test? Let's go towards Stalingrad. This is too tempting not to do, or not to attempt. We have... I'm sure at the moment we have superiority over them. Yeah, we do. So what's gonna happen is that they're gonna strategically redeploy like crazy again in an attempt to cover the holes. So this is gonna be a cakewalk again. Okay, I think we can now give this stuff to the AI. That it won't derp. One can always hope, right? Not gonna let it rest. Go. I mean, I'm not gonna let them plan. Go, just go. Any invasions going on? Nope. So Paul Thorbergson is saying only if you are the only one in it, or if the others are a puppet state. So it appears I did well not caring with the factions then. I would be in a faction, I would, if it wasn't for this requirement. At war. So it's easy to join a faction, but the at war requirement locks me to that faction for a shit ton of time. I don't see anyone over there. Yeah, they are there. Scott BR is asking, are Marines better than regular infantry or something? Yep. Yep, they are. They have higher organization, and they have a good modifier whenever attacking across a river, or of course doing amphibious landings, and that's great for the AI. because they don't carry, the AI does not carry